right. Well, Mrs. Ryan's back. We are right here on video 2, practice with Mrs. Ryan. Hopefully you were able to complete this area or box model right here with the previous teacher. Before we get started though, I do want to point out this information box right here that talks about expanded form. Okay, so this is definitely a skill that you would need to have in order to multiply numbers using the area model. In case you need a super quick refresher, what we do in expanded form is we take a number and we expand it out to show the value of each digit. So for example, this 8 right here, the value is in the thousands spot, right? So it is really 8,000. This 7 is in the hundredth spot, so it's really 700. The 4 is in the tens, so 40, and the 3 is just in the 1 spot. That's why we would read this 8,743. So we have to be able to write our numbers in expanded form. So let's go ahead and get started on our practice area models. Now we do have color pencils, but we don't need them just yet. This is going to be for part 2. So if you have these around, you can just kind of put them to the side. Okay, let's get started. The first one right here, 41 by 23. So first we need to write out each of these numbers in expanded form. Well, 41 would be 40 plus 1. 23 would be 20 plus 3. So if we hopefully remember when we use an array with multiplication, we dive and then we swim, right? So we dive first and then we swim. So since we dive first, our first number is 41. So outside this box, I'm going to put 40 and 1. And then our next number is 23. So I'm going to write the expanded form on top of the box because now we're going to swim. So that would be 20 and 3. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply this number by this number to get this. So I know that 2 times 4 is 8. And there are 2 zeros here, so I'm going to add those 2 zeros in. I know that 20 times 1 is 20. I know 3 times 4 is 12, but we have this 0, so that's 120. And 3 times 1 is 3. So now all I need to do is add up these numbers. 800, 120, 20, and 3. It's going to be very important to line up all of my numbers so that way I don't accidentally add the wrong digit. So this is 3, this is 4, because 2 plus 2 is 4, 8, 9. 943. Okay, let's do the second one. First, like before, we're going to write this out in expanded form. So 68 is really 60 plus 8, and 92 is really 90 plus 2. Our first number is going to go down, right? Because when we do when we create an array from a multiplication fact, we dive and then we swim, right? So we go down and then we go across. So we're going to put 68 on this side, which is 68. And then on the top, we're going to put 90 and 2. I know that 9 times 6 is 54. But I still have these 2 zeros, so 0, 0. I know that 9 times 8 is 72, plus that 0, so 720. I know 2 times 6 is 12, plus that 0. I know that 2 times 8 is 16, so I'm going to put that in there. So now, all we need to do is add these up. So 5, 4, 0, 0. Yeah, 120. I'm putting little check marks so I don't forget what I've already written down. 7, 20, and 16. Let's add those up. 6, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, So I have to carry the 1. 5 plus 1 is 6. 6,256. Woohoo! All right, that finishes page 1 for us. So let's go ahead and when you're ready, flip to page 2. Remember, if I'm going too fast, you can always pause it. You can rewind it and re-listen and all of that. Now you'll notice on page 2, the area models are of different sizes. That's because on this page, we are going to start using different quantities or different values. For example, this is a tens and a one spot, and we're multiplying it by a hundreds, tens, and one spot. Since this is 2 digits and we dive first, that's why there's only 2 boxes down. Since we dive and then we swim, this is 3 digits, so that's why there are 3 boxes across. If we go ahead and take a peek at this one down here, we have 3 digits, right, because we're dealing with hundreds, and we have another 3 digits because we're dealing with hundreds. So that's why on this area model, it goes down 3 and over 3. Okay, so let's go back up at the top, and let's look at 45 times 131. So we need to write that in expanded form. I think for these, I'm going to write my expanded form on top just so I have more room down here to work. So I know that 45 is 40 plus 5. And I know that 131 is 100 plus 30 plus 1. So on this side of my box, since I dive first, I'm going to put 40 and 5, and then I swim, so that's 100, 30, and 1. Okay, so now let's multiply our numbers together so we can fill in our box. The first one is 100 times 40. Well, I know that 1 times 4 is 4. And then I'm going to add up those zeros. So 1, 2, 3. There's a total of 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3. That is why 100 times 40 is 4,000. Okay. Now I'm going to do 100 times 5. I know that's 500. I'm going to do 30 times 40. 3 times 4 is 12. And then there are 2 zeros. So 1, 2. My comma in there. 30 times 5. Well, 3 times 5 is 15 plus my 0. Okay? 1 times 40 is just 40. And 1 times 5 is just 5. So now I need to add up all of these numbers. This is when it gets a little bit more difficult trying to line up all your numbers so they fall together well. So I'm going to try to do a good job at that. I'm not going to squish them too much. So I have 4,000. I'm going to put a check mark so I know I did the 4,000. I have 1,200. Check. 40. 500. 150. And 5. So I have to add up all those numbers. In the 1 spot, I have a total of 5. In the 10 spot, I have a total of 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. In the 100 spot, I have 2, 5, and a 1. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8. And in the 1,000 spot, I have 5. My answer is 5,895. We're doing great. Now let's multiply a triple digit or a number that is in the hundreds against 63 or a 2-digit number. So in expanded form, we know that 252 is just 200 plus 50 plus 2. And we know that 63 is 60 plus 3. We dive and then we swim. So since we dive first, we're putting this number first. which is 252 by 63. Cool. 6 times 2 is 12. We have a total of 1, 2, 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3. 6 times 5 is 30. And we have another 2 zeros we have to add in. 1, 2 zeros. I really should be putting my commas in here. All right. 60 times 2. I know that's 120, but if you don't know that, 6 times 2 is 12. And then you add in the extra 0. 3 times 200 is 600. 3 times 50 is 150. 3 times 2 is 6. Now I need to add up all those numbers again. So it's, again, very important to line up all our numbers well. So 12,000 plus 600 plus 3,000 plus 150 plus 120 plus 6. That little 6. All right, let's add these up. 6, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8, 5, and 1. So our answer for 252 times 63 equals 15,876. Just as a quick reminder, make sure you're getting all of this work down. It's very important for you to show all of your steps. That includes all of your steps for writing these in expanded form, your area model itself, and then how you are stacking and adding up your digits. All right, let's move on to our last 2 area models that we're going to practice with. These are hundreds times another hundreds. So we have 115. So that is 100 plus 10 plus 5. Okay. 247 is 200 plus 40 plus 7. So first we dive and then we swim. So that means the first digit goes down, which is 115. We know that we wrote that in expanded form right here. So that's going to be 100, 10, and 5. Kind of hard to see my numbers over top of my arrow, but I think we can do it. The top number is going to be 247. Cool. Now let's fill out our area model. So we know that 2 times 1 is obviously 2. And then we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, which gives us 20,000. 200 times 10, or 2 times 1, would be 2, plus our 1, 2, 3 zeros. So that's going to be 2,000. Then 2 times 5 is 10, but we still have to add in those 2 zeros. Boop, boop, 1,000. This is going to be a big answer, I think. 40 times 100. If you don't know that, you can just do, again, 4 times 1 is 4. Add in the zeros, 1, 2, 3. 40 times 10, if you don't know what that is, which is it's just 400, but you could still do 4 times 1 is 4, and add up your zeros, 1, 2. And then 40 times 5, well, 4 times 5 is 20, plus we need to add in our 0. 7 times 100 is 700. 7 times 10 is 70. And 7 times 5 is 35. So now let's add them up. We have 20,000, 2,000, 1,000, 4,000, 400, 200, 700, I'm running out of space, 70, and 35. I'm going to be using this space down here. That's a lot of numbers. All right. You can tell I didn't stack them very well because they're kind of curved. So 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, which means I have to carry the 1. 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Carry the 1. I'm in the thousandth spot now. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm still left with that 2. So the answer is 28,405. It's a big number. Okay, here's the last one we're going to do together. This is 311 times 652. So 311 in expanded form would be 300 plus 10 plus 1. And 652 is 600 plus 50 plus 2. Okay, so we dive and swim. So this is going to be 300, 10 and 1. The top is going to be 600, 50, and 2. So 600 times 300. 6 times 3 is 18. And then we need to add in all of our zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 600 times 10, that would be 6 times 1 is 6. Add up our zeros. 1, 2, 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3. 600 times 1 is just 600. All right. Now 50 times 300. 5 times 3 is 15. Let's add up our zeros. We have 1, 2, 3 zeros. Comma in there. 50 times 10 is 500. If you don't know that, then 5 times 1 is 5, plus your 2 zeros. 50 times 1 is just 50. 2 times 300 is going to be 600. 2 times 10 is going to be 20. 2 times 1 is going to be 2. Now we just need to add up all those numbers. And again, last time, it's so important to line up all our digits correctly or we're going to get the wrong answer. Okay? So we have 180,000, 180,000. I'm going to go across. 15,000, 600, and 6,000, 500, 20, 600. Now, if you didn't want to list each of these separately, you could always add them up, right? Instead of listing 650 and 2, you could just write 652 because that's what these would be added up. That's okay if you want to do that. I'm just showing you what the basic way to do it is. But yeah, you can do that. Like on this one, you could have put 6,520. That way you don't have to write all these numbers. That's fine. So that would be 2. That would be 2, 5, 6, 7. This would be 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Carry the 2. I'm in the thousand spot now. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Nope, that's not right. I think I did something wrong. I did something wrong. I'm going to erase and start again because that's what happens. Something went wrong. And I think it's because I have all these numbers. So I'm going to do what I suggested to you, which is adding up some of these numbers together so it doesn't get so daunting. So I'm going to list my 180,000. I'm going to add these two numbers together. That's 15,600. 15,600. I'm going to write this as 6,520. 6,520. And 652. 652. That looks a lot more manageable, doesn't it, than having all those numbers? So here's my 2. Here is 5, 6, 7. Here is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 17. Carry my 1. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Carry my 1. I have 8, 9, 10. And then 2. All right. So the answer is 202,772. You don't have to add the digits together to make them more manageable like that. If you'd rather have them all listed out, you can do that. It kind of depends on how your brain works. All right, that's it. So hopefully you have all that work down. Hopefully that helped you understand a little bit more about how to use the area model to multiply multi-digit numbers. And now there's going to be a quiz next when you go to the next slide on Nearpod. And there are going to be 6 questions. So you're going to work these out along with the quiz. And if you need help on the quiz, there are video assistant little short clips that have been made for you. All right, see everyone later. Bye.